Tell somebody, mind your business. Look at somebody and say, mind your business. And leave my business alone.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business Monday. I am your host Travis.
And I'm Arletha.
And Mind Your Business Monday is brought to you by On Point Alliance. Here at On Point Alliance, we provide a diversified scope of services with fingerprint and background screening being our primary service. So to learn more, you guys know you can scan the barcode at the top of the screen, or you can visit us at www.onpointalliance.com.
Yes, so we want you to tackle the week like a boss here with us on Mind Your Business Monday, your compass for entrepreneurial growth. We want you to level up your skills by learning from entrepreneurs who have walked in your shoes and who want to share both their personal and professional leadership development with you. So if you like how that sounds, follow us on all of our social media platforms, and don't forget to click the notification bell.
And don't forget to pray for us. Pray. Trust me, y'all. I do know what I do on my job. I don't know. I went blank for a minute. But it's okay. I go blank. Sometimes stuff happens. We do stuff. So first thing I want to do is, like we said, we welcome you guys to another episode of Mind Your Business Monday. I want to thank everybody who has been praying for me, or praying for us, praying for my family on the passing of my sister. Don't have any arrangement or anything like that yet, but of course that'll all be on Facebook when the time comes. But I want to appreciate you guys for reaching out, sending your prayers and your thoughts during this time.
You ready for this?
I think y'all know what they say in the church, say pray my strength in the Lord. Now tonight I do. I need my strength prayed in the Lord.
Yes. Okay, but you know I'll be depending on you, so come on.
You do depend on me, and I plan to be here for you.
Yes.
Listen,
this has been a day.
The day.
And as I always say, I'm still getting used to being in front of the camera. And Travis is really good with on the spot.
Got no choice.
Jump in and action. And stuff has to be a certain way for me. The good thing is we were prepared for tonight. So I think that definitely has made way for me to be successful tonight.
It did.
This was just a day. This here was a day. It was emotionally challenging. And I really don't have a lot of days like that. I have them, but they're very far and few between. And today was emotionally and mentally challenging for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm here.
It's like that because
I'm here.
We're trying to be dedicated to the cause, right?
Yes, and I really appreciate how you handled me today and was emotionally available.
Oh,
you was. You know what your ugly self. You so ugly. I love you.
Y'all and them doing now.
You're the light of my life. You know, you were just air for my lungs today.
I know.
Don't do my friends. Y'all know the Ariana and Cynthia and Wicked. Yeah.
Boy, they on.
Yeah. Everybody's
bless their heart.
Yeah, bless their heart. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
And joining us tonight on this topic is very relevant. We try to always bring you guys real time, boots to the ground content. And these are things that we've either worked through, working through, or working towards.
This is true.
You know?
This is
true. So I love that we are growing with our viewers. And we have a lot to look forward to for 2025.
We do. A lot to look forward to.
Yes.
Just in case, so we're going to go ahead and get some things out of the way. Just in case you got a deadline to meet, you know you need those fingerprints done. I want you to know that On Point Alliance does offer, have 24-hour availability. So if you're in that position and you really need to get those prints done and meet that deadline, even before the year is out, go ahead and scan the barcode and get your business taken care of. Don't wait till it's too late. Go ahead and get yourself on the calendar for that. And again, we thank everybody for supporting us in the secret recipes of an overcomer. We thank everybody, who have given us the feedback from the book. You still have time to go ahead and get yours. Christmas is still coming up. So this will be a good Christmas gift. It has recipes in it as well. If you're tired of the heavy Thanksgiving food, we got some good barbecue recipe in there. Secret recipes of an overcomer, talking about everything from overcoming invincibility, the diagnosis, codependency, obesity, past trauma, sex addiction, loss of innocence, and a sheltered childhood. Go ahead and scan the barcode and get yourself your copy of this hybrid of its kind. Again, special announcement. Ascension Magazine is a celebration of high-performing, multi-hyphenated women with trailblazing in the corporate world and dynamic entrepreneurs driving significant business success. It's a platform dedicated to highlighting your incredible achievements, sharing your stories, and fostering a community of empowered women. If you have a story that you want to tell, if you got a business that you want to broadcast, this will be the place. Ascension Magazine. On this first edition, we have the actress, the entrepreneur, and the producer. Melinda Williams is gracing the cover of Ascension Magazine, and I'm so proud again of the founder, Jacoy. Jacoy is the founder. Arletha is privileged to be the chief editor, and they're doing a great, awesome job. You guys want to go ahead and get your copy of Ascension Magazine. You excited about it, Miss Arletha?
I'm so excited and honored to be. Travis, did you tell me? Okay.
You said you needed me.
Listen, go and get your copy. To learn more about Ascension Magazine, you can either go to the link on the screen or either scan the barcode to learn more and to connect with Jacoy. Thank you so much, Travis, for messing up my name. You'll call me over. You know what? You call me.
I was trying to keep you on your.
No, that throw me off. That ugly name. Hi, Michelle. Come get Travis. And he gonna say it right in the middle of me saying my part.
That's how I feel when you call me Trevor.
Travis. Okay. Yep. You sure right.
Y'all heard her. She said she said, I
need you to help me. Not
that did help you.
No, that did not.
My job to help you is to make sure that you're alive.
No,
that your camera,
you
so alive
that
right
took
now.
me out for a few seconds.
Baby, but it took you out to bring you on. It took you out to bring you on. It took us out to bring
Agatha.
On. Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Come get him, Michelle, and thank you.
Michelle, congratulations. Right. Okay, we thank you anyway. So we're gonna pick up from 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
we had a good conversation going about for the husbands. I know I feel like I was giving some good information. We had some people say. We had some. She gonna spell it out,
right?
And she spelled out
right.
both.
She sure did. Her ugly. You ugly too. Arletha. And Trevor. What if that was our real name?
God forbid. Oh my goodness. There's somebody named Miss Trevor out there.
Yeah, and I hope ain't nobody named Arlethra.
Oh my goodness. I will hope not. But anyway, so we did not get a chance to finish up everything 2 weeks ago. Because there was so much information.
Yes.
But we're gonna finish up today. We're gonna tie it on.
Yes.
We're gonna touch on a few of the ones that we went over last week. And then we'll go ahead and get into the last. So
just in case you missed last week, we're going to do a quick summary of the topics that we hit last week to segue into this new discussion.
This is true. So one of the things we talked about, and this is about how husbands are, how to balance. Now, as I stated before, I have 27 years experience. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so. You look no further. I know what I'm talking about. So we talked about studying her work style. Matter of fact, we can roll on through.
Okay. I thought you were going to kind of go through. So if she's in her creative zone late at night, offer to handle dinner or bedtime with the kids to help her stay focused. So you just kind of know her pattern and what she needs to do.
And you volunteer to do that.
Volunteer. Okay. That's the key. Volunteer. Don't make her ask you every single thing.
All right. The next one is ask her what she needs. So she may need you just to listen without offering solutions. Okay. Or perhaps she needs you to just help with logistics or brainstorming. Sometimes it's not all about you talking. It's just about being there to listen.
Because sometimes we have to talk it out and we hear it and answer our own question, but we need a sounding board.
Which is what we have found. Okay,
yes.
we found this a lot of times when, and I think that's kind of been vice versa, whatever. How we talk about things, and it's like when you talk about it, then your answer. But I think it's been more so you, in you talking, you be like, I already know what to do. Then I already know. Like you got the answer. Like okay,
and then you be like, so what? I'm like, so what?
You're welcome.
At first it was this and this, but I figured it out, and it's this. You like, oh, okay, so you got it. I'm like, yeah. And this.
You welcome, girl. All right. The next thing is adapt to her seasons. So like during a launch, she may need extra help managing the household responsibilities, but in quieter times, she might just need encouragement or you to be a sounding board. You know, and what I love about this is like we just experienced this stuff today.
Yes.
We just experienced today with what it was that she was experiencing. And I thank God, man. It took me a minute, y'all, but I got it. I thank God that I got to the place where it's like, I know how to look. I know how to listen. I know how to listen for the Lord to tell me, is this a time where you need to say something? Or is this a time where you need to hug? Because sometimes, you know, you miss. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, let me just give her space. Sometimes a hug will be.
And I want to acknowledge. So today I had a little meltdown and it caught me off guard. And when I say that thing slapped me upside my head so hard, and before I know it, I'm like bawling, crying. And I'm going down the list of it. And if it doesn't, you and tell me it's not, because you can't, because you ain't gonna make sense. And he was just like, baby, I'm just listening. I know, because it don't make sense.
Now listen, let's keep it real. I so bad want to say, well, now that ain't true now, baby. Now,
I know. And I'm like,
yeah,
he was like, I'm just listening. Listen, it caught me off guard.
It really did.
I think it was just like a build-up because I'm a person that I know I can carry a lot of pressure and I don't get discouraged easily. I couldn't really tell you when last time I per se was discouraged, more so than a little disappointed. And today, I can't even say I felt discouraged. I felt, I did feel a little defeated a little bit. I did. I felt deflated. You know how a balloon, it floats, and then as air starts to seep out, it kind of comes down. It don't just plummet down. Like I felt like that. And It even was a point where I was like, and the way my brain worked, I can't even quit. I don't even know how to quit, so I ain't gonna stop.
Like, no,
but it's just and I went on and on, and like he just was so patient and gentle, and even to a point where he laid me down. I fell asleep.
She did.
I fell asleep, crying, fell asleep, and woke up like, oh, I'm sorry, your arm hurt. And then he was like, nope, I'm good.
I was good.
I don't know how long I was. Did I sleep long?
You didn't sleep long. Probably your mind you did, but I was just like, thank you, Lord.
So I took a quick nap. I was good after that. Yeah, I was good after that. I don't have long periods of time like that, but it did. Today was a day. Yeah, I was ugly today.
She told me she said that. That's funny because she can see.
Yeah, today was a day.
You know, that's one of the I would say the privileges I have. We've been known by many people, and then sometimes people only see you they see you outside. There are very few people who have got a chance to see us inside.
And Michelle is one
to know,
but not in the house, but she saw me in close quarters.
But to know how we actually are, because my wife wear her cape. I'm telling you talking about Supergirl, Superwoman, she the one. But she don't have to. She can take that cape off when she need to.
And I appreciate that. And it's funny because Michelle says she can see it. She have seen me in a very hyper focused mode, and she's like red. So, and she like, nah, this what we finna do. And it's her. Star is another one. Marilyn was another one, and Shantae. Like, we was a dream team. So they were able to see me in my element too, and finish my sentences and get my head on straight. And Travis, he carrying the weight of all four of y'all.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, oh me. No, that's one thing about it. And God blessed us with that group of ladies who, when I say they knew how you moved, they knew how you were, they knew what to do to keep this from happening, because y'all already know if this ain't how this supposed to be.
I never got mean. It's just I wanted a certain way, and it ain't about being controlling. It's like it's no reason it's not going right.
Right.
So thank y'all for allowing me to be me and be great, and working through my spaces and growing with y'all, and just how you let me navigate today, and not make me defend my feelings.
No, because I see it. I mean, I'm experiencing what it is that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And as I say the last week, a lot of times when I'm feeling what I'm feeling concerning her as her husband, I want to think about, okay, what can I do to keep you from having to feel this again? What can I do to protect her from having to deal with whatever it is? And then I'm reminded by the Lord that this ain't for you to do. It's not for you to do anything to protect her, because I'm making something in her.
But I had some valid points though, didn't you?
Yes, of course you did. They were mine.
So valid. But it's like, okay, y'all know my thing is don't allow what you feel to override what you know. So I know what I know, but right now.
So, and that's just in case people think, they don't, because sometimes people hear stuff, but they don't really understand or get the concept of what it is you're saying. Do not allow what you feel to override what you know. Is not saying do not feel. That's impossible. That's impossible to not feel. We are going to feel things. What the point is, do not allow what it is that you're feeling to override what it is that you know. And some of the stuff that I was hearing you say, I was like, okay, that's her feeling. Man, she really feeling that thing. She's feeling that thing. Jesus, sweet Jesus, she's feeling it. But I'm like, okay, so she said, you can't even say it. I'm like, I'm not saying anything.
Because it was like legit happening. And it's like, oh, stop, leave me alone.
Michelle talking about, what did she say? I just love y'all, but the Lord is still working on me with you. You know what, Michelle, I've been knowing you now for doggone it, almost long. Let's see, it's been over 20 years. Well over 20 years. If the Lord's still working on you by me, then I guess he just ain't done. Thought he's still well. First of all, I don't even know who Trevor is. Oh, I thought she was talking about me. She didn't say me. She said Trevor. Okay, you talking about somebody else? Well, yeah. Let them work on you. Let them work on you concerning whoever Trevor is, and then we'll pray your strength in the Lord. Okay. So the last thing we talked about was recognize the content. So this is where if she's venting about a client, or if she asks, or if she wants feedback, or just someone to listen to, jumping into fix it mode as a partner might not be what she needs as a husband, which is what we touched on. Now,
we literally went through all of these different experiences today.
That is something
crazy. Yeah.
And,
okay. Hello, everyone. I'm praying for you. Thank you so much. Miss you. Love you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I appreciate it.
And what Michelle say?
I love y'all. You all have really taught me spirituality and were mentors for me. I appreciate the both of you.
Oh, thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Everything we did was from our heart. She said 100 years, at least about 99 years. At least about 99 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are going to get into the next part. Oh no. We actually had the other ones. Did we do this one?
No, we stopped last week. I think the last episode we stopped at recognizing the context. So starting at setting clear boundaries.
Okay. So I can put this in. All right. So setting clear boundaries. So define when and how business discussions will happen. You want to avoid spilling business stress into family time. Can be a big thing. And that's not necessarily something that I think we've gotten better with that. We used to be like when we go out and
it was more me.
Yeah.
And even though the subject is husbands
balancing
it, for me, because of my personality, I used to make myself available all the time. I'm literally the person. If I tell you, call me no matter what time it is, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, my husband allows me to be me, and my phone ain't gonna ring unless it's important.
Right.
And the people that's been in my life, we never had not one person disrespectful in that way, but we have had people who've had to take us up on, or take me up on that invitation
and call
whenever you need me to call, and he don't give me no grief about me being available. But I did have to start being in the moment because my brain never shut off. And so I'm at dinner with my husband, so me not feeling obligated and naturally automatically answering the phone, automatically checking the email.
So better.
I start practicing. Okay, I'm gonna look at that later. I'm gonna look at that after we done. So that was more so a me thing. And you never got mad at me about it, but you notice I start voicing this is something I want to stop doing, but it was just my natural instinct to do. And you did help me work on that and remind me, babe, you can do that later. Do you have to answer that now? And I was able to respond to that. So, but on the flip side, husbands, if you're the more entrepreneurial person, it's good not to cross over those things.
Right. So one of the examples, as you see basically on the screen, is schedule a quote unquote business check-in on Sundays instead of bringing up work during dinner time. Because there's some things that will come up or whatever that we just had to talk about. And there's a way you do that. And then when you're done, you put your phone away.
But I would say, husbands, how you can support, because now this is a space that he's still working in. Those times, like Wednesdays, are our in-service times and training, and I try to be respectful of him, and because my brain is always thinking of something and creating something, so I try not to just start talking about business stuff and be like, hey babe, when is a good time, or are you, and he may be on watching a video, and then I just start talking about some business situation. I try my best. I don't know, Emma, do you feel like I do a good job not dumping just business stuff randomly?
Yeah, you've gotten better. Now this is the thing. This is about knowing each other. So it all depends on what's happening. There are some times, listen, nobody gets excited about business stuff like this woman here. So when Arletha is super excited about something, guess what? In my mind, I already know what time it is. We finna talk about this thing right now. We're finna talk about it right now. And it's appropriate because I'm still in that moment with her and I'm excited for her because this is something good. And then when she's done, I let her get all that stuff out. And then it's like, okay.
And then he don't know what the heck I just said.
I do not.
But he's like, ooh, that's nice.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, are you listening? And then he'll try to give some little feedback. But I try my best to be respectful in that context. I don't care if he on Facebook or checking the email. So I don't want to just start talking. So I will ask, is this a good time? Or, you know, let me know. But if we have something set, please think about it. Don't make us have to come and say, hey, because it feels like you don't want to do it.
Right.
So if I got to always remind you and then drag you into a meeting, that's a sense of rejection a little bit and kind of disregard. And then it caused friction. And then now we're frustrated, got an attitude because you act like you don't care. And now it's a whole nother issue. You know what I mean?
And it may not even be that you don't care. In my instance, it wasn't that I didn't care. It's just like I had other stuff on my mind that I deemed that was, I guess, more important to me, to where it's like it wasn't what you wanted wasn't important, but I hadn't learned to set that thing. Okay, this is priority. I need to sit this here. So like you said, I'm like, okay, all right. I knew how from years of listening to her and catching certain words, you know, without having to really hear the whole conversation. I was catching certain words.
And then I'm like, what did I just say?
Then I'm like, why you always got to ask me?
I heard you. I heard what you said. No, you didn't.
Say the last thing
I just said.
I'm like, oh Lord, I don't need to say the last thing.
And we don't talk about the time he fell asleep with his eyes open. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay, that's another episode.
I got to give that one too. I knew he was asleep.
I knew he was asleep.
I said, I'm looking right at you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think I know what you look like with your eyes open?
Okay.
No, another episode. I got written up for that.
No. Okay. So since you won't talk about
it, because she said, what you sitting there looking weird like that for? I said, I guess I am.
Real quick. No. What had happened was, I knew going into the meeting, he was distracted going into the meeting. I'm already like, ready. Me, him, and the other girl who was working with us. Like, all right, so we got some important stuff to talk about. I'm watching his body language coming in the room. I'm like, Travis, do you need some coffee? No, I'm good. We sitting there. Y'all know he leaned right back in the chair and crosses on. I'm looking at him and he looking all glazy. I'm like, Travis, see my voice. Both our voices make each other.
I was gonna say that's mutual.
So I'm trying to be mindful of my tone and not, just talk like my regular tone like this. I don't know what it is, but it'll drift him right to sleep. So I'm trying to talk like in a upbeat tone, like, okay, so boom. And I'm noticing he's just going further and further back in the chair, but his eyes open. And then a couple times he actually closed them and then
you ain't got
because he biting the jaw, nodding his head, and I'm like, Travis, you sleep? Do you need a? Before I even called him out, I'm like, do you need a break? I'm good. Looking over there, I'm good. Ugly self. And so then
that's just got my nerve. Why you keep asking me about?
So then I'm giving them some information and need input, and it's this long pause. So the girl looking at him, I'm looking at him. Travis. You sleep? Oh, no. I ain't sleep. Yes, you are.
I said, why do you keep on asking me? Do I need to stand? Because you sleep? I said, I'm not sleeping.
I said, so you just sitting there looking weird like that, then? And then he talking.
Well, no, I had got an attitude because the other young lady gonna talk about. She's out. Miss Travis, it do kind of seem like you was. I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the supervisor right now. So you keep all that to your in that corner. Well, I'm saying to you, why did you study center? So you
so you just sitting there looking weird like
and
that.
By that time I had an
With his
attitude.
eyeballs
So
I said, well, I guess you need to get rolled up for looking weird. Because you would not be sleeping nobody else meeting.
I say,
go to sleep
whoever heard of somebody getting written up for looking weird?
You
ain't heard about it now.
And then don't go bust me out on Facebook.
Because that was something that never happened before.
That was a verbal. So anyway.
Moving on.
Setting boundaries, being respectful, being mindful, being demure.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. And just being considerate of one another in those moments. But a lot of times we just have bursts of creativity and it just kind of hit us. And sometimes we just need to get it out.
And if we're studying up there, like we said before, studying her habits and different things, then you kind of prepare yourself to know what that is and what it actually looks like. This last point before we go and take our first break and hear from our sponsors, basically you want to be her cheerleader. So even if the business is struggling, don't let that overshadow personal time. Be her biggest fan, especially when she feels discouraged, as we did on today. Celebrate her efforts regardless of the outcome. And like saying stuff like, I'm so proud of how hard you've been working.
I think that triggered me today because he did that, y'all. So
I said, I'm encouraging her. She got louder.
Wait a minute. So it was quiet.
Oh my God. You're doing good. Oh my God.
No, so I was sitting there on my side and he was sitting on his side. And he just ran, like he stopped and looked me in my eyes. You know, I'm really proud of you. I don't know if you was feeling me
I was.
or what. I'm really proud of you. And he went on to why he proud of me. And you know what, baby? You just go, and he just encouraging me. And, you know, he just encouraged me to keep reaching for the stars. It's all going to come together. And before I know, it's kind of like somebody rub your back. You know, like don't rub my back or don't ask me twice. What is it? You know, and it was just like from there. And because I was already building up the anxiety and the frustration of what was happening. And then I don't even think it was like 10 minutes later. It was just like, oh, and like just all came out. He's like, oh, what? And he just walked around and just, it was like, oh, and kissed my head. And it was over from there. Yeah. I had a whole.
I was definitely in the moment with it though.
I think I just needed to release that though.
You did.
Like I don't have moments like that often, but it was just a lot. It's a lot. And so it came out. And
I was here for it.
Yes, you were. You were.
So I think what are we gonna do? We're gonna keep rolling.
Yeah, let's keep rolling.
We keep rolling. So here you go. We're gonna move on to the next point here. The danger of crossing roles at the wrong time.
So let's see. What happens when a husband blurs the lines between being a partner and a business husband at the wrong time? And I'm talking about like can totally mess up a deal.
It can.
Or make you all have to forfeit something because he came in as husband versus thinking as a business partner.
Right. So first of all, we're going to understand. So we're going to talk about three major risks that crossing these roles up can create. Okay. So we'll go down that order. First thing it can do, it can cause emotional burnout. All right. Constantly bringing business into personal spaces can lead to overwhelm and resentment. She needs space to recharge emotionally. So those are one of the three major risks that you stand to experience if you get those crossed up. You're trying to step in as husband.
Which happened today where I literally needed to recharge. Because I was fine after that little moment. I was completely fine. I felt drained physically, but mentally I was fine. And I like literally felt the tension in my neck and my shoulders. My eyes was hurting. My head was hurting a little bit, that I felt what I had just experienced
right
after the fact. So to be able to and you not try to make me explain what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that too. You're like, so why was you crying? What, ask me a bunch of questions. Like, you just let me get through that.
I think initially I was like, what's wrong? And it was like when I'm like, okay, I looked in your face.
No,
like,
I think that's what happened.
Like, ain't no words in that.
He said, what's wrong?
Ain't no words.
And then it just all came out. And you know it don't make sense. And you know I'm right.
Tell me.
Make it make sense. Tell me that. Tell me I ain't right.
That's stuff she don't normally do, y'all. That was a new one today.
Like, this was real.
Like, what is you
this
think I'm
was a whole
gonna say?
Real thing. Like, I'm like, I ain't tripping.
I'm
just ready for this to be over. I ain't tripping right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
so
like,
anyway,
pray your strength.
He allowed me to recharge. So not trying to jump it back, you know what, and being coach at that moment or partner at that moment. Like, let me get through that.
Mm-hmm.
And it may seem redundant, but when I tell y'all, we went through every one of these different things today. It's crazy. But go ahead.
Right. Now, crossing the second major risk is the loss of intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs you as her husband, not her business coach, during personal moments. And if you don't get that together, that can spill over into the
connection.
Yeah, connection and the loss of intimacy.
Intimacy, and a lot of this may even sound redundant, but unfortunately, they all are connected. And sight,
mm-hmm.
Touch,
right,
sound, even senses. All of your senses. You have to be aware of what's happening, what's going on. It's kind of like being around somebody who have seizures, people who got kids, kind of their behavior before they go into certain modes and like service animals. Mm-hmm. I've watched certain things on social media where that dog that person is about to go into a certain attack and able to help them navigate that space.
Right.
So it seemed redundant, but if you were not aware, and I don't even want to say I don't know how, because I know it was the Lord, how you, I don't want to say randomly, but you just started encouraging me. I don't want to say out the blue, but we wasn't talking, like you was doing your stuff, I was doing mine. And I was already going into, I felt those feelings before I think I could even process what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I checked a few emails and had to do a couple of things and looked at my task manager. And that's when I think it all just kind of hit me.
Well, what you didn't know was I had a little moment before then, because when
Mm-hmm.
I was looking down, I was working, but I had my phone up.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a video of something I was watching, and it showed this guy and this girl. They were like on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't let you hear what they were saying, had the music playing, but he was looking at her and her hands were just going. And it made me think about years ago when we first got together and how we would be out and talking or whatever. And then before I know, I just looked up at you. You was looking at the computer. I just looked up at you and I smiled. I was like,
mm-hmm.
man, I'm like, this is a blessing. It's like I still have her. 27 years later, I still have her. So it started by that thought that I had. And then it was like, I look back up again, like, you know what? You amazed. I know some of the challenges or whatever. So it's just like,
yeah, then you amazing and you this and you,
yeah.
And it was just like from there.
Like, what did I say? What did I do wrong? Wait a minute, did I say something wrong?
Yeah, and so that was intimacy to me.
Yes.
You was into me.
Right.
See.
Yes.
Yeah.
Into me. See.
And I needed that. And sometimes we can get into a mode where we lose that is as humans, especially when you've been together 20 some years and can tend to function like brothers and sisters,
mm-hmm.
And so you have to keep intimacy and not just physical, like sex, you have to be able to mentally, emotionally, spiritually keep things Stay in tune, stay in touch.
Here it is. There are some things, and a lot of you guys know when you start dealing with death and bereavement, that's a time where everything is open. Your spirit is, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. And I have been doing a lot of thinking since my sister passed away, thinking about the relationships that I have. And I really was focusing on the relationship that I have with you, because while I am dealing with bereavement, you are here to basically walk me through it, be there for me. And in doing it, it make me think about being appreciative for those relationships that you have, that you can be. If you have a relationship where you can do something to better that relationship, then that's something that you ought to really try to do. And it's so easy for husbands and wives and significant others, especially those of us who live together. You get in the habit of just being around each other, and then that serves as this satisfaction that I'm here or that she's here. And what God has been dealing with me about is sitting here in the house and like looking up and like, wait a minute, she's here. How I can go into the back room or to the bedroom or whatever, and it's like, well, wait a minute, but she's here.
Not taking each other for granted.
Not taking each other for granted. Not to say you always got to be joined to the hip, because that's not what we do. Because Arlita and I, and some people know, we can be in the same house, moving around in our own space, doing our own thing, and know that I don't know what it seemed like, my head system or something, have this sense of satisfaction that, okay, I know she's there. But then the Lord was telling me like, no, but you need to be there where she is, like be present. And so I've been recently.
I try to always be mindful, because like you said, I can get in
a
meeting for 3 hours and I'm always conscious that I'm in this meeting. And
let me say that part, because this is true. Again, no cap. All right. I don't care how many meetings Arlita can have in a day. Arlita gonna find some time to come out to make sure I'm okay. You need anything, even though she got what she got going, she's thinking about me. That's what I've experienced. As a husband, we can kind of sometimes take that for granted, and we just know that this is how it is. And I'm just saying, for me, it's a good practice tip for husbands, for men. Start thinking about the fact that I'm in this house with the woman who chose to be here with me, because she didn't have to choose to be here, especially if you got a good woman. She chooses to be here with you. So now it's one thing to know it, but then you got to act on it. So that means recently it's like, okay, more of grabbing her up on the couch and want to hold her while we watch TV. You know, we good with having our own space or whatever, but I want to, when she here, I want her to feel me physically. I'm feeling you. I'm touching you. If I walk up behind her chair, kiss on her neck. If I kiss her and rub her shoulder or whatever, she know I'm just checking in on her. If I kiss you 3 times, then that means go ahead and get up from the chair.
Yeah. And okay? You don't even have to say words.
Nope.
Because I already know. I'm like, all right, babe, here I come. Here I come. Because I sometimes get lost in what I'm doing. And the other day, how early did I start working? I got up, I did my devotion.
You said 5, but I think it was before then.
No, huh?
You said 5, but I think it was before then.
Yeah, because I got up, did my devotion, prepare, all that, and then made the coffee, got you some breakfast, and went right into work. So it was like 6 something, and worked clean into 10, 11 o'clock that night.
Right.
But because I was working on several things at the same time, I wasn't even aware of how long I was working.
Because on some things, she's working on things, she's creating things, she's figuring out things going her way. Now I can tell when stuff started going her way, and I look over there at her, and she ain't said nothing to me, but she talking to this computer. It's like, that's how you do it. I didn't figure it out again. I didn't learn how to. I used to be like, huh? No, I don't say nothing. I'm like, she ain't talking to you. You know, so I know when she get excited about what she's doing, I'm like, oh, that's an easy 3 more hours.
But paying attention.
But you gotta be attentive.
Paying attention, knowing what's happening, even pay attention to how I breathe. I can tell when I'm exhaling a lot and I'm not really realizing how much I've been exhaling. And he can tell a difference in how I type too. Depending on what I'm typing and who I'm responding to.
Baby, them keys. Like you're walking heavy over there on them fingers.
So he'll be paying attention to how I'm typing, pay attention to how I'm breathing. He'll check in and look, see how, and like he said, he won't tell me because he know don't tell me, babe, you've been working too long. You've been on there too long now. But he'll come and be like, you know,
tried it, don't work.
And I know his body language went okay, you know. So we have grown to that. It was not always like that. Okay, but we have grown to that space because it's important to us to respect each other's space, respect each other's boundaries, respect who each other is, and allow us to be who we are, but at the same time bring balance.
You know, to be honest, what me and Arlita have found is that we are two real people. Ain't no fake in us.
Yeah.
Okay. When you don't have no fake in you, you just you. And that's the reason why we say it wasn't always like this, because at first it wasn't. She was being authentically Arlita and I was being authentically Travis. And sometimes though the two, neither the two should have met, but they did. Okay. And it was a lot of clash and it was some head bump. And I remember going through the whole thing of not always being talkative, because I get it honestly from my dad's side of the family. Us Kent men, we didn't talk. We didn't like to talk. Okay. So we don't want to share our feelings. That ain't what I'm trying to do. I don't want to share. I'm not trying to share no feelings or whatever. But it's like, okay, you're not living by yourself. You're not a bachelor. You got a whole wife. You got to learn how to communicate. And I took that and I learned through being honest about, I don't care what it is, going shopping, clothes, whatever, try it on. How this look? If I lie, we gonna be here for a minute. And I knew that. And I don't want to be in this store for no long time. Hold on. So I got to tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. And I found that when I started telling the truth, the time in a particular store got really short because the facial expression, she come out and she'd be like, what you think about this? And I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. That don't look right. She may try another one, but if I say I don't like that second one, she was like, let's go. She want to leave that store. But if she come out and I be like, now that, look at it's falling on you. Turn around, see how this falling and then hide that, and you can wear this again. And then she like, oh, guess what we finna do? We gonna leave. Because she gonna get what she got, and now she ready to go on. But if you sit there, man, just like yeah, and you ain't really paying attention, you can prolong it, and then she gotta go suffer through all that, whatever. But the problem that we had was when I began to be honest and open about certain things in life caused me to. I learned through a certain situation, it's best for me to be honest, because when I don't be honest or I try to sugarcoat stuff, it don't go right. So what I did was I started being honest to a fault with her. And I had to learn how to kind of cushion the honesty, because that was one of the things that was like,
it was just like, and it's like,
and she was like, why you, and one day she said to me, she said, why do you have to be so brutally honest? And I was trying to think, like, Travis and brutal don't even go together. Now, this is what I'm feeling. Travis and brutal, that ain't me. Don't nobody put brutal with Travis. You know, Travis is compassionate. Travis is gentle. Travis was brutal in my honesty.
But with that though, because it's so much I could have said about things that I didn't like. But and this ain't me taking a whack at the church, but as we said on the last episode, I can listen. How many times I was sat down and scriptures on what kind of wife to be, having to listen to sermons over the pulpit on what not to do. Don't be no silly woman. Don't turn down your house, and how to build him up. And even when he ain't, and all of that, he never got pulled to the side on what kind of husband to be. and how
They just weren't doing it.
Even down to us not having kids. They want to pray for folks who don't have kids. They want to bring a woman up and only pray for her like she broke. Well, what if it's him? So everything was how we supposed to make this safe space, even when he being lazy, even when he being negligent, even when he doing all the things, we still had to word our taught, or let me speak for myself, taught to still say it, but don't tear him down. Don't tear a man down. My thing is, say what you gotta say, but do you gotta tear me down? Can you say it and still be honest, but don't just go for the jugular and say everything that the way your mind thinking it, and you not thinking about the consequences or the effect this can have on me about what you just said. So tell me the truth. So that was the issue. So that's where resentment started coming.
I was just about to say that,
because I'm like, how much stuff I could say that technically you were being, and if you was somebody else, I would have said this is what you been, but because you my husband, and to not break your spirit and not say stuff that you can't unhear, I would never say certain words.
And I'm willing to bet that there are many women who have experienced this. And it's, again, this ain't to say to put the husband in a place where he's being malicious or whatever. Just we as men are certain things that we not built to do. We have to learn to do, and we say stuff and say, well, I'm just being honest. And then unfortunately, those same in the church, how, you were taught certain things as a woman that you shouldn't do, certain things you shouldn't say, the men saying the same thing. But then, and the thing is, not only do you start to resent the man, now you're resenting, listen, you start resenting the word of God, because the same man turn around. I remember those days too. Want to say what the word say.
Mm-hmm.
Stop whooping your wife with the word.
Mm-hmm. The devil ain't never showing you nothing. When it's you, now he's showing you so
now
much.
Now you got to want to the word. Now what the word say?
And it's like, come on now, and keep in mind who you married.
Right.
You know me. I'm not your mama. I ain't your sisters. I ain't none of your friends. You know who you married. You know how my brain is wired. You know how I like to communicate. Keep that in mind. Don't act like your daddy, who was in a relationship with your mother, that they had their thing.
Right.
And it's certain things your mom was okay with your daddy doing because that was their thing. So now you finna bring your daddy's behaviors in here with me, and I'm a communicator.
Right.
So that's not going to work. And there's not me being naggy. There's not me being controlling. I need to understand. Don't just pop up or some random thing. And then even just growing up where, I'm making a run. Making a run. Where are you running to?
I remember
that. I should never not know how to get in touch with you, but I'm used to protective men. So how I'm in a situation, I don't know where you at, but you know where I'm at.
Right.
Like, come on now. So you got to keep in mind who you marry and the stuff. And another thing that I used to say, like, you can't just be so honest where you couldn't handle what you just said to me. If I said them same words to you, you could not handle me saying it to you.
And most men couldn't. Most men can't handle what certain things that they say. They'll say it's, well, I'm just doing this. I'm only saying this, but we're not built like that. We can't handle that. So it's something that you are supposed to. You kept saying, and that's what it's about. It's about knowing who you with.
Yes.
When you know who you are married to, when you know who you are in a relationship, then you should govern yourself accordingly to those things. And we're not going to pretend. Let me tell y'all something. And I'll put it like this. We get ready to wrap up. I don't like gaslighters. I really detest gaslighters. I'm telling you, that's something that I'm really praying a lot about right now. That's why I think it's best for me that I don't get into political conversations and things like that, because some people are they have a knack for gaslighting and pushing buzz. I don't like when people, for example, you got a person in the person of the president who would pardon his son or whatever, and everybody say, okay, well, Joe Biden was lying for years and years. He was lying. Okay, for you to talk to me with a straight face, talking about this person is lying, but you are in covenant with a habitual liar. I have a problem with that. You can't say stuff to me with a straight face. Like, okay, like you don't know is what it is, because because that's like something like mentally wrong with you, or you playing with me. And I say that to say, a lot of times when it comes down to guys, we think in our minds, well, what I'm saying is right or whatever, but it's like you're not looking at what it is you're doing. Because if you look at what it is you're doing, that would change and alter how it is you talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
It would alter how you, and sometimes you have to look at yourself. And I thank God that I have the Holy Spirit, that I spend a lot of time with him, and he shows me myself, because who he gonna show? I went out to try to buy books and asked the Lord to show me how to deal with my wife, and every scripture he had in there was talking about me. So I got the point. We finna work on you. Let me work on you, and I will do whatever I'm gonna do in her. But that's one of the things that happens, and resentment will come in when you doing things straight face and saying things as if it's not something that you do, or you could handle this being said to you, because in reality you could not handle that being said to you.
What was you just said somebody else, you couldn't handle that being said to you like that.
Know who you with.
And listen, we drilling this home. When you know, govern yourself accordingly. Mm-hmm. If you watching this, type that. When you know, govern yourself accordingly, and watch how peaceful your life can be. Because on one side, when you give more, you do better. And sometimes when you start removing things that ain't good for you. So act like and govern yourself accordingly.
That's what the Pacers is saying. Act like you know, act like you know, act like you know.
I don't know nothing about that, but
no, that's what the Pacers were saying some years ago.
Yes. That's so I hope if you don't get nothing else out tonight,
you should have gotten a lot. So in this last moment here, we're going to go ahead and just put this one up here. Conflict escalation. So mixing roles can blur expectations and create frustration. So clear boundaries help avoid unnecessary arguments. And for the example, avoid critiquing her business decision in the middle of a personal disagreement. That is a recipe for conflict. Yes. Some things we're saying now, it to you, she need to hear it. For you, it'll be helpful for her to hear it. But doing the right thing at the wrong time is a recipe for disaster. Doing the right thing at the wrong time is a recipe for disaster.
So you need some wisdom.
You gotta have wisdom.
You have.
I don't care what you do.
That's my prayer always, that I'm a wise woman.
Mm-hmm.
Move in wisdom and not my emotions. Move in wisdom and not just so all over the place and making all these dumb decisions that's going to cost us more on the back end.
Right.
So use wisdom with your partner.
Well, I tell y'all what, we have taken up the exact amount of time that we wanted to tonight because we did not get to finish what we did last week, but we got a chance to do it today. Mm-hmm. And that was very, very awesome. And we also left out the our commercial, because we do that. We can do that the next time. So we just want to thank y'all for tuning in and being a part of this. We thank everybody for liking and following and sharing and subscribing. Y'all, we trying to get better because a lot of stuff about social media that we don't know. But guess what? The kids are learning, and so we're looking forward to going higher in 2025 with our knowledge, with everything, with the show and different elevating. Mm-hmm. And we are open to suggestions, that part, things that you might want to hear talked about, things you want to see.
I'm going to be doing some polls. So y'all, if y'all would engage and interact with them, it will help us out a lot.
A whole lot. Again, thank you so much for your prayers during this time of bereavement for me and my family. Thank everybody for watching. As always, we want you to know that growth doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just about seeing opportunities where others don't. Success is a journey. It is not a destination. So keep moving, keep learning, keep improving. And until next time, remember to mind your business. I just caught that at the last minute. Diane, she said this was good, even though I don't have a hubby yet.
Yes.
Let him work on you. He'll get you prepared.
Yes.
He gonna get you ready.
Look, wink, wink.
Tell somebody, mind your business. Look at somebody and say, mind your business.